What them haters talking about?
What's up, family? Before I go in, I want to thank you guys for your continued support. Special shout out to those of you who have contributed stories that I've covered on the channel, such as the case of C. Mickens, who is an avid supporter of the channel, and also the Get Old Boys Reloaded podcast. Now, Mickens shot me this story about the problem with PTSD, the pervasive problem with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, in the Houston Police Department and beyond. We're talking police departments all across this country. And the point was that perhaps that is playing a huge part in a lot of these killings that are going on with the police just killing people for little or nothing. Unarmed people just killing, And if you think about it, it does kind of remind you of how it is in a war zone. Think about combat, right? These guys, they see anything moving, they start shooting. A person that ain't moving too fast, they start shooting. Person move too fast, they shoot. Any kind of little reach, whatever, they just shoot. And I can dig it. He spoke about how this guy, Brian Clunch, who was a double amputee, who was murdered by a Houston police officer by the name of Matthew Morin, that's his name. This happened back in 2012. He murdered this guy because he said that he thought the guy had some type of weapon. This weapon happened to be a ballpoint pen. He murdered him. Man had a ballpoint pen. He's a double amputee. He thought that his partner's life was in jeopardy. So he murdered the guy. And he got off. Anytime you've been, and this guy was an ex-military, so this guy is a vet. He's a vet. But he said this guy had filed for PTSD with the Veterans Administration. And, he felt like that was an issue already. But this guy, he didn't tell HPD that he had filed for PTSD benefits. He wanted to get the check. So on this end, he's getting a check for PTSD. Well, I don't know if he actually got the check, but he was trying to get the check. And he's on record saying he's suffering from PTSD, but the Houston Police Department don't know. Now, the Houston Police Department, like other departments all across the country, they will check your financial credit, but not your health credit. They don't, and to me, it's like the health component is the most important. The mental health component is the most important when you start considering who you're going to put out on the streets with a gun and the authority that comes with carrying the badge, right? Don't that make sense? Am I making sense? So it is said that between 7 and 19%, there was a survey done that said between 7 and 19% of police officers suffer from some form of PTSD. And many of these guys are ex-military. Think about what I'm saying, fam. They start shooting. They killed Jalen Walker, shot him 60 times. He had 60 wounds in his body. That reminds you of military combat, right? That's how these guys out here on the streets acting. I tend to think that those numbers are a lot higher. I think the numbers are way higher. And I do believe that police departments across America, the United States specifically, have a duty to protect the citizens from these dudes who are unhinged. Now, he didn't send me this article to disparage military veterans and their health issues. He sent me the article so that we could take a look at, so that I could take a look at the connection between PTSD and these officers who are out here acting like Rambo, just killing everything, just shooting and shooting and shooting, and shooting a person 60 times and then running dumb ass over there acting like they're trying to render aid, trying to give them CPR. But you know, they ain't really trying to save them. That's just all the act, part of the act, you know. They cold-blooded with the act, man. They cold-blooded with it, man. But anyway, fam, I need y'all to chime in on this and tell me what you think about this. But there is definitely, and this has been a problem for a long time. A lot of people have been saying this, but there has been no concerted effort on behalf of law enforcement or even your politicians, your elected officials, to do anything about this. They're just hiring these guys. They're not doing mental evaluations. And in fact, I think these damn dudes should be getting a mental evaluation at least once a month. At least once a month, because something could happen and then next thing you know, they didn't kill somebody. So, yeah, he had it right. Mickens, I appreciate you shooting that article over to me and sharing that information, man, because, yeah, you're right. This is very, very important, man. Here's something else to consider. For police officers, post-traumatic stress disorder has been linked to high rates of depression and suicide compared to the general public. I want y'all to think about that. It's linked to higher rates of depression and suicide than that of the general public, which means that the average citizen is far more capable of making a rational decision while out on the streets than a police officer is, who has a badge and a gun and the authority to take life. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?